Hey, love, and welcome. Welcome to the first episode of Ask Wayna. All right, before I get started, let me make sure everything is working well. Hey, love, and welcome. Welcome to the first episode. See? All right, before we get started, I need some confirmation from someone to let me know that everything looks and sounds good. I need you to be my sound check, okay? All right. So, yes, this is the first episode of Ask Wayna, and this is a new series, kind of like show that I am starting where I'll be helping you fix your space. So, if you are interested in participating, then all you have to do is click the link. It should be pinned in the comments. Thank you so much for the feedback. Okay, good to know that it looks and sounds good. That's very important. All right. So again, if you want to join and submit your room for a future show, then all you have to do is click on the link that is pinned in the comments. And I'm looking, it looks like it is pinned. And you'll be able to submit your room and you may be featured on a episode in the future. Okay. All right. And so I'm going to be, like I said, making this content to hopefully help everyone because what I notice is that a lot of people ask me the same questions. And if I make a video about it, then we kind of help each other. Okay. So throughout this entire show, if you have any suggestions that I didn't think about, please feel free to leave them in the comments. The live chat will replay, so we'll be able to help each other in that aspect. All right, I'm excited. Oh, and happy Thanksgiving because I probably won't see you tomorrow, but not even to mention some people it's actually Thanksgiving already. But anyway, happy Thanksgiving. Hopefully you are done with your cooking or halfway. I haven't started. So that is what I'll be doing after I get off this call. But yeah. All right. Also, the next episode is going to air on December 14th and hopefully at 7 Eastern Standard Time. Please bear with me. I'm being very transparent. I am sound check, I am lighting, I am everything, makeup, all of it. Okay. So if one thing goes wrong, it just, it prolongs the process. But hopefully at 7, if not 7, give me until 8 or whatever. And that'll be the next episode. So hopefully your room will be selected. And again, in case you missed it, in order for you to submit your room so that you can be featured on one of these episodes, you can do so by making sure you're subscribed and comment. You're going to comment Ask Wayna, and then you also going to click on the link that's in the comments. Okay. All right. So let's see. Let's get it started. First off, I need to know where you're checking in from. So go ahead and drop that in the comments. All right, and let me get the first room ready. All right, so the first room is from Nicole, and Nicole has an issue with her living room. Her complaint is that it is too empty. Now, when she sent this picture in, I was immediately intrigued because I thought that the room is very beautiful, but I do see what she's saying about the room feeling empty. So she has several questions. The first question that she had was in regards to paint. She wanted to know, should she paint the walls? And I understand why she would have this question because, you know, paint is powerful. It can transform a room. And so I looked at the picture for quite some time, and based on the way I design, and this is, just my preference, I would. And here's why. The floors are very dark and the walls are pretty light. The carpet or the rug is pretty light, as well as the furniture. So there's like really no contrast going on. And a good room design has a lot of contrast. It also has a lot of texture. So I would definitely paint the room, and I would go for a paint color that is on the cooler side and on the neutral side still. Some of the paint colors that I really like are from Sherwin-Williams, and I'll share that in a few minutes. Let's see. Now, I found some pictures to kind of illustrate what I was talking about. So, to me, this room is the floor is warm and the walls are on a warmer side. Not extremely warm, but not as high contrast as it could be. So this is what I mean. Her room, if you look at it, her room is very similar. So these rooms kind of reminded me of each other. So I wouldn't recommend going with a warmer room. And I also found this picture because when I say I will go with a cooler color, you want to be careful that you don't go with a color that is darker because it makes the room look and feel darker as well as a little bit more masculine. Now, this is what I was talking about. This is giving Hamptons. This is giving um, contemporary, fresh, bright, and there's a few reasons. The floor, like I said, it's a darker floor, warmer floor, but she has elements, or she not, I don't even know whose room this is. It's actually elements of white in the room, as well as a cooler contrasting paint color. Okay. So that is what I would do. I would go with something that has a more cool contemporary look. Okay. Let's see. There are some paint colors from Sherwin-Williams, like I mentioned, that I do love. And I'm going to share a few with you. All right. So Sherwin-Williams has a lot of neutral colors, but the one that is very popular, and if you know, you know, is Alabaster. And that's up here in the corner. The number is 7008. And then the other one that I personally love and have used in one of my designs is City Loft. And that is the number 7631. So those would be my recommendations. Okay. Now, I think I have a picture. Yes, I do. I have a picture of the room that I designed with City Loft. And I love it. The client loved it. So I wanted to share it with you. And this video will be up sometime soon, prayerfully. Okay, so this is City Loft in a space. This is a room that I designed and I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And you can tell, I don't know if you can see over here in the corner, the floors are very warm and it just works very well. So it'll make the space, it'll make your space, Nicole, feel very contemporary, and it'll balance it out. So hopefully that helps. I'm excited. Paint is one of the most budget-friendly ways to transform anything. Painting the walls, painting furniture, you name it. All right. So that was her first question. Now, the next question that Nicole had was, what should she put on the back of her wall? And I assumed that she was referring to the wall with the sofa. And I have several ideas, and I tried to sketch it out. I just want to put a disclaimer out there before I show this image. Your girl cannot draw, okay? But you can get the picture. So let's see. The first option that I would recommend is for you to add just a large print. I like doing this because when it's time to move, or if I want to rearrange, I don't have a bunch of small photos and frames to move around, and it limits the amount of holes that I have to put in the wall. Okay, so I also would recommend you have two tables on the side. They don't have to be matchy, just something that complements the height of the arm of the sofa, and that would allow you to sit there and have a conversation, maybe have a drink of some sort, something along those lines. So that's my first option. Second, you can do maybe 3 large pictures. I overdrew it again. I told you I cannot draw. So you get the idea. You can do, 3 large prints, and that would fill up the space. It also mimics the vertical aspects that you already have going on. And kudos to you for hanging your window treatments. Like I seen someone say in the comments, I wish I had Nicole's problems. Yeah, you already have a good canvas. Sometimes you just get a little during the design process, like things get a little cloudy, but you're more than halfway there for sure. Okay. And the next question, actually, let me go back because there was another question. Okay, you wanted to know, should you invest in a black coffee table? And that was a great question. So, what I did was I kind of drew in the coffee table to make it appear to be black. And this is what I came up with. Now, I'll be honest, because the floor is so dark, I don't think that the coffee table being black would actually do anything. I have other suggestions. I know nobody asked, but my suggestion would be to get a bigger rug, because from the pictures, it doesn't look like you have a television in this space. And I absolutely love having a room that's just dedicated to conversation. If you look at any of the magazines or HGTV, they almost never put televisions in their spaces when they design them, because TVs are just unattractive. They're just huge pieces of electronic, and even though we try to make art out of them and things like that, they're just, yeah, they complicate the design process. So you already look like you don't have a television. I couldn't see from any of the pictures, but if that is the case, then don't be afraid to, one, if you want to keep your sofa against the wall, um, get a little bit bigger rug. But if in the event that you don't want to, you could actually pull your sofa away from the wall. And there is a funny meme or a video that was going around saying that, people who have money, their couches just be out there, which they do. Like, most designers, if they can pull the sofa away from the wall, they will. And so I would try that if I was you, if you have the space. And I know sometimes photos can be deceiving, so you have to try it out. But just by bringing the sofa up and maybe just putting the first legs on the rug of all the pieces of furniture, you can create a more intimate space. And then let's just say you wanted to flip the sofa around and then maybe have two chairs where it's open, and then on the back of the wall you could put this beautiful shelf there and then put a picture in front of it. The possibilities are endless, and like I said, you already have a beautiful canvas going, so that would be something that I would try. It's free, you know. You never know if you like it until you try it. Okay. Now, there was some other suggestions that I had. Let me get to them real quick. Okay. Now, the other thing that I was going to suggest, because I see that in the space you actually have some things that you can reposition. So I mentioned earlier that you could use side tables, but you have a side table over here and it's just hanging out over there by itself, or at least it appears to. So if you bring that side table over here and then put the plant over here, then it'll be more functional, because now when you're sitting here, or even if you bring it and set it next to the chair, but I would definitely probably put it next to the sofa. It's more functional. So this is the thought process. Remove this from here and put it over here, and then have your table here and then your art here. I should have drew the art. So yes, those are my suggestions for you, Nicole. Again, you are off to an amazing start. A little bit of art and some side tables, and just kind of rearranging the furniture just to see what works, because you don't have a sectional, so you can get creative and do a lot of different things will make the biggest difference. So I hope that helps. And if anyone has any suggestions, definitely drop them in the comment section for her. Okay? All right. So actually, let me go back. Now, the next room is actually a kitchen. And this is Vernitra's kitchen. And Vernitra is not a renter. And I forgot to mention, I don't think Nicole is a renter either. So that's pretty cool, because the sky is the limit. You can do, pretty much whatever you want. But okay, so Vernitra says she's not a renter. However, she's still on a budget. Uh-oh, my camera's blinking. She's still on a budget. She says she's going to have some stainless steel appliances soon. And her concern is that she does not like the eggshell wall color, which, like I told Nicole, that is an easy fix. That's a quick weekend project, or, hire somebody else to do it real quick. Painting always makes the biggest difference. But her question is, what would you do to improve the look of the countertops and the cabinets? And that is an easy fix. You can paint the cabinets. A lot of people do paint, the cabinets themselves, and that's probably a 3 or 4 day project. But you can do that. You could change out the hardware, maybe go black for higher contrast if you don't want to, get a paint job started, because that is a little bit more commitment. But you can do that. You could also use contact paper. I've done it, and honestly, it holds up very well. I'm very impressed. The contact papers that I use are all in my Amazon store, and I'll give you a tip about me or some insight about me. I do not share a lot of links with you because if it doesn't work, I don't want to feel like I'm promoting a bad product. So a lot of things that I have used for a while, I recommend them and I stand by them because I have had experience with them. So check that out if you want to try the wallpaper aspect of it. And I have used contact paper, 4-foot contact paper to cover my countertops. And that was in 2019. So they're still looking good. That video has over 1 million views and a lot of positive comments. So a lot of people like that product too. You have the same rounded corner that I do. So if you want to do it, apply the contact paper, you just need to use a heat gun or a hair dryer, and that will definitely transform the space. So two things, maybe a I would start with the countertops and the paint if I didn't wanna tackle the cabinets, and then maybe just do some hardware. That's the most budget-friendly way to update kitchen cabinets and countertops, okay? And I think I have a the other thing that I wanted to point out is the fact that you have this area going on. So what I've been seeing and was considered more updated and modern is people going to the home improvement stores, buying kitchen cabinets, and then dry fitting them and adding additional storage so that they can close up that gap at the top. So that is an option, and this is what that looks like. Or you could have someone come and kind of just close it up and then maybe do a design. Um, oh, I didn't mention as far as the paint color, if you don't like the paint color, you could do some peel and stick tile or you could do a traditional tile, but that would definitely spruce up the place. I really liked this brick. If you were to paint, you could do like a faux brick, and that would be nice. But those are just some of the options. And then another one is very inexpensive and actually brings life into the space, which feels amazing. And I think that if you were to uh, cover your countertops, make them wider, and add your greenery to the top of your cabinets, I think it would bring out the color of the wood and make you feel more modern. So that is an option also. Let's see. Oh, I had some suggestions. Okay, so like I said, I would remove these and I would add some greenery up here. And then what was my other suggestion? Oh, the other question that you had was in regards to your floor. You wanted to know, she says, my tile runs through the first floor of my townhome. So what would your suggestions be to improve the look of the flooring? And if you have continuous tile throughout the entire first floor, adding peel and stick is an option, but it'll just kind of break it up. So I probably wouldn't go that route. My apartment has tile floors also, and what I identified that I did not like about the flooring is that the grout lines were not white. And once I used the works one time, a lot of people commented saying that you can't use the works, it'll mess the tile up. I haven't had that experience, maybe because I only used it once, but it pulled up so much dirt and grime and just brought the grout lines back to life. I would try that. You mentioned that you wanted to cover the kitchen floor up, but a simple solution to that is simply to add a rug. And they have rugs in all different types of shapes and colors. So you can measure your space and then just, allow a little bit of room around the perimeter. And that would eventually, just make the space feel a lot cozier, but then it'll also give it a different look. So that is one option. And then I noticed that your flooring is, let me go back. Your flooring is almost the same color as mine's. And I find that the rugs that work best with my flooring is gray rugs or darker rugs. Anything that is light, just it never works. It never works. And so I saw these. These are actually on Amazon, but they are the colors that I would lay down on your flooring. You can never go wrong with a neutral, okay? They are classic and they stand the test of time. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. So another thing I wanted to point out, if you have the more stuff that you have on your countertops, the busier things look. So I would get lighting and put it underneath the cabinets because it will make the countertops feel bigger just by adding more light. And then I will remove, I wish I could zoom in. There's some hanging caddies here. I will remove those and maybe add those somewhere else and then like actually add functional storage pieces there. And I would remove as much stuff off the countertops as possible. And then I would maybe create like 2 or 3 vignettes, which is like 3 items next to each other. And I would make the countertops kind of, the show stop. Now, I tried to color in the countertops. So this is what it would look like if you used contact paper or maybe epoxy. That's the thing that people use. That's a little bit more of an investment. You got to be ready to really do some research before you invest in that. But if you do the marble contact paper, like I said, in a weekend, you can have a totally different look. So I will remove those, and then I drew some white lines to kind of just illustrate that when you freshen up the grout lines, it gives the space a different feel. So that's one option. And they also have grout pens. So if you wanted the grout to be a lot whiter once you cleaned it, you can go through and then use the grout pen and make it a little bit brighter. Okay, I think that is it. No, there was something else. Don't know why I put this picture in there, but yeah. Yeah, those are my suggestions. And so I hope that helps. I hope that was um, there's something that you didn't think about that I share with you. And I hope that you have some helpful tips in the comments. Make sure y'all helping Nicole and Venitra out, guys. Okay. So that is my suggestions. And that is what I want to do here on Wayne World. Just kind of look at your space because I always say that everything that you need is around you. And a lot of times we have so much stuff, y'all. We have so much stuff, and we just need to take inventory of what we have and rearrange it, repurpose it, and then buy the things that we need only after we know what we already have. Okay. That's pretty much all I do. I don't do a whole lot of shopping. I repurpose a lot of stuff. I reimagine a lot of stuff because, like I said, everything that you need is already around you. So that is that's it. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am going to jump off of here, but if you are still up and have any questions, then I will jump back on and do a quick Q&A, okay? So I will see you in a few minutes if you're going to join. Also, if you are interested in having your space featured on this series, then definitely check out the comment section, click the link, and make sure you subscribe and comment hashtag Ask Wayna. All right. All right. So I'll see you in a few minutes. All right. Later, boo.